Hey learners, welcome back to Edu Intern Voyage. Your learning journey starts. If you are a BCom student who wants simple, clear, and reliable study content, subscribe to Edu Intern Voyage, like the videos, and start your learning journey today.
Contributing to the development of the capital market and the economy. White heavy checkmark regulation of merchant banking in India, 10 marks. White heavy checkmark introduction. Merchant banking in India is regulated to ensure investor protection, transparency, and orderly development of the capital market. The main regulatory authority is the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, which issued the SEBI, Merchant Bankers, Regulations, 1992. White heavy checkmark 1. Regulatory authority, SEBI. SEBI is the statutory body responsible for regulating merchant bankers. It aims to protect investors, promote fair practices, ensure efficient capital market operations. White heavy checkmark 2. Registration of merchant bankers. All merchant bankers must register with SEBI before starting operations. SEBI grants a certificate of registration after verifying eligibility. Merchant bankers must pay registration and renewal fees. White heavy checkmark 3. SEBI classification of merchant bankers. SEBI classifies merchant bankers into 4 categories. White heavy checkmark category I. Issue management, underwriting, portfolio management, corporate advisory. White heavy checkmark category 2. Co-managers and advisors. White heavy checkmark category 3. Underwriting only. White heavy checkmark category 4. Advisory services only. White heavy checkmark 4. Capital adequacy requirements. Merchant bankers must maintain minimum net worth as prescribed by SEBI. This ensures financial stability and credibility. White heavy checkmark 5. Code of conduct. Merchant bankers must follow a code of conduct, including honesty and fairness, transparency and disclosures, avoidance of conflict of interest, protection of investor interests. White heavy checkmark 6. Responsibilities and issue management. Merchant bankers must ensure true and fair disclosure in prospectus, verify company information, monitor issue proceeds, submit reports to SEBI. White heavy checkmark 7. Inspection and audit by SEBI. SEBI can inspect merchant bankers' records, conduct investigations, ask for documents and explanations. White heavy checkmark 8. Penalties and suspension. SEBI can impose penalties such as monetary fines, suspension of registration, cancellation of license, legal action. White heavy checkmark 9. Role of other regulatory bodies. Other institutions supporting regulation. RBI regulates banks involved in merchant banking. Companies Act governs company disclosures. Stock exchanges, listing and trading regulations. White heavy checkmark conclusion. Merchant banking in India is strictly regulated by SEBI to ensure transparency, investor protection, and efficient capital market functioning. These regulations have improved confidence in the Indian financial system and promoted healthy capital market growth. White heavy checkmark financial services provided by merchant bankers. Merchant bankers provide a wide range of financial and advisory services to companies, investors, and government agencies. White heavy checkmark 1. Issue management. Merchant bankers manage public issues such as IPO, FPO, rights issue, and private placement. They prepare prospectus, fix issue price, and coordinate with stock exchanges and registrars. White heavy checkmark 2. Underwriting services. They guarantee subscription of securities. If the public does not subscribe, the merchant banker purchases the unsold shares or debentures. White heavy checkmark 3. Corporate advisory services. They provide advice on capital structure, mergers and acquisitions, takeovers and corporate restructuring. White heavy checkmark 4. Project finance. Merchant bankers assist in project appraisal and feasibility studies, arranging long-term finance for industrial projects. White heavy checkmark 5. Portfolio management. They manage investments for individuals and institutions and give guidance on shares, bonds, and mutual funds. White heavy checkmark 6. Loan syndication. They arrange loans from banks and financial institutions for companies and act as intermediaries. White heavy checkmark 7. Foreign collaboration and joint ventures. They help companies to raise foreign capital and enter into joint ventures with foreign firms. White heavy checkmark 8. Financial consultancy. They provide consultancy on taxation, financial planning, and corporate governance. White heavy checkmark 9. Investment banking services. They provide services like private equity funding, venture capital advisory, and structured finance. White heavy checkmark 10. Advisory on government policies and regulations. Merchant bankers guide companies in complying with SEBI, RBI, and Companies Act regulations. White heavy checkmark conclusion. Merchant bankers play a vital role in the capital market by providing comprehensive financial services that help companies raise funds, manage finances, and expand business operations. White heavy checkmark importance of financial services in economic development, 10 marks. White heavy checkmark introduction. Financial services include banking, insurance, investment, mutual funds, merchant banking, leasing, and other financial activities that help in mobilizing savings and allocating funds efficiently. They play a crucial role in promoting economic growth and development. White heavy checkmark 1. Mobilization of savings. Financial services encourage people to save money through banks, insurance, and mutual funds. These savings are converted into productive investments, increasing capital formation. White heavy checkmark 2. Promotion of investment. Financial institutions provide loans and credit facilities to industries, agriculture, and businesses. This helps in expansion of production and employment. White heavy checkmark 3. Capital formation. By channelizing savings into investments, financial services help in capital formation, which is essential for economic development. White heavy checkmark 4. Support to industrial growth. Banks, NBFCs, and financial institutions provide long-term and short-term finance to industries, helping in industrialization and modernization. White heavy checkmark 5. Development of capital market. Financial services like merchant banking, underwriting, and stockbroking help in efficient functioning of capital markets, improving fundraising for companies. White heavy checkmark 6. Promotion of entrepreneurship. Financial services provide venture capital, project finance, and advisory services to entrepreneurs, encouraging new business ventures and startups. White heavy checkmark 7. Employment generation. Growth of financial services sector creates direct and indirect employment opportunities in banks, insurance companies, stock markets, and financial institutions. White heavy checkmark 8. Financial inclusion. Financial services promote banking access to rural and poor people through microfinance, digital banking, and government schemes, reducing poverty. White heavy checkmark 9. Stability of the economy. Insurance, risk management, and financial regulation help in reducing financial risks and economic uncertainties, ensuring economic stability. White heavy checkmark 10. Support to government and public sector. Financial services help governments raise funds through bonds, treasury bills, and public issues, supporting infrastructure and development projects. White heavy checkmark conclusion. Financial services are the backbone of a modern economy. They promote savings, investment, industrial growth, entrepreneurship, employment, and financial stability. Therefore, they play a vital role in the overall economic development of a country. White heavy checkmark issue management, meaning and importance, 10 marks. White heavy checkmark meaning of issue management. Issue management refers to the process of planning, organizing, and managing the issue of securities, shares, debentures, bonds, to the public by a company with the help of merchant bankers. It includes activities like preparing prospectus, pricing securities, underwriting, allotment, and listing. White heavy checkmark functions / steps in issue management. 1. Pre-issue activities. Appraisal of the company and project. Determining capital structure and issue size. Drafting prospectus and offer document. Appointment of underwriters, brokers, and registrars. Obtaining approvals from SEBI and stock exchanges. 2. Issue period activities. Marketing and advertising of the issue. Receiving applications and subscription. Collecting application money. Monitoring subscription levels. 3. Post-issue activities. Allotment of securities. Refund of excess money. Listing of securities on stock exchanges. Submission of reports to SEBI. White heavy checkmark importance of issue management. 1. Helps companies raise capital. Issue management enables companies to raise long-term funds for expansion and development. 2. Protects investors. Merchant bankers ensure true disclosure of information in prospectus, protecting investor interests. 3. Ensures efficient capital market. Proper issue management improves transparency and efficiency in the capital market. 4. Promotes capital formation. By mobilizing public savings, issue management contributes to capital formation and economic growth. 5. Reduces risk for issuers. Professional management reduces financial and legal risks for companies issuing securities. 6. Facilitates listing and trading. It helps securities to be listed on stock exchanges, providing liquidity to investors. 7 builds investor confidence. Proper issue management increases trust and confidence in the capital market. White heavy checkmark conclusion. Issue management is a vital function of merchant bankers and plays an important role in capital market development by ensuring smooth fundraising, investor protection, and transparency. White heavy checkmark merchant banking, meaning, functions and importance, 10 marks. White heavy checkmark introduction. Merchant banking is a specialized financial service that helps companies in raising capital, managing corporate finance, and providing financial advisory services. Merchant bankers act as intermediaries between companies and investors in the capital market. White heavy checkmark meaning of merchant banking. Merchant banking refers to professional financial services provided by merchant bankers for issue management, underwriting, project finance, corporate advisory, portfolio management, and loan syndication. They help companies to plan, finance, and manage financial activities efficiently. White heavy checkmark functions of merchant banking. White heavy checkmark 1. Issue management. Merchant bankers manage public issues such as IPO, FPO, rights issue, and private placement. They prepare prospectus, fix issue price, and arrange listing of securities. White heavy checkmark 2. Underwriting of securities. They guarantee the subscription of shares and debentures. If the public does not subscribe, the merchant banker purchases the unsold securities. White heavy checkmark 3. Corporate advisory services. They provide advice on capital structure, mergers and acquisitions, takeovers and corporate restructuring. White heavy checkmark 4. Project finance. Merchant bankers assist in project appraisal, feasibility studies, arranging long-term finance for industrial projects. White heavy checkmark 5. Portfolio management. They manage investments for individuals and institutions and advise on shares, bonds, and mutual funds. White heavy checkmark 6. Loan syndication. They arrange loans from banks and financial institutions and act as intermediaries between borrowers and lenders. White heavy checkmark 7. Foreign collaboration and joint ventures. They help companies to raise foreign capital and enter into joint ventures with foreign companies. White heavy checkmark 8. Financial consultancy. They provide consultancy on taxation, financial planning, corporate governance, and risk management. White heavy checkmark 9. Investment banking services. They provide private equity advisory, venture capital services, and structured finance. White heavy checkmark importance of merchant banking. White heavy checkmark 1. Helps in capital formation. Merchant banking mobilizes public savings and converts them into productive investments, increasing capital formation. White heavy checkmark 2. Promotes industrial growth. By providing project finance and advisory services, merchant bankers help industries expand and modernize. White heavy checkmark 3. Develops capital market. They ensure smooth functioning of IPOs and security issues, strengthening the capital market. White heavy checkmark 4. Protects investors. Merchant bankers ensure true and fair disclosure in prospectus and follow SEBI regulations, protecting investor interests. White heavy checkmark 5. Encourages entrepreneurship. They support new entrepreneurs by arranging finance and providing business advisory services. White heavy checkmark 6. Improves corporate efficiency. Financial planning and restructuring advice helps companies operate efficiently and profitably. White heavy checkmark 7. Facilitates foreign investment. Merchant bankers help companies attract foreign capital and collaborate with international firms. White heavy checkmark 8. Supports economic development. By promoting investment and industrial growth, merchant banking contributes to economic development and employment generation. White heavy checkmark conclusion. Merchant banking is an important component of the financial services sector. It plays a crucial role in capital raising, corporate finance, investor protection, and economic development. Hence, merchant bankers are called the architects of the capital market. White heavy checkmark role of merchant banker in issue management, 10 marks. White heavy checkmark introduction. A merchant banker plays a key role in issue management, which involves planning, managing, and executing the issue of securities, shares, debentures, bonds, to the public. They act as issue managers and ensure that the issue is conducted smoothly according to SEBI guidelines. White heavy checkmark 1. Project and company appraisal. Merchant bankers evaluate the financial position, project feasibility, and profitability of the company before issuing securities. They ensure that the issue is viable and acceptable to investors. White heavy checkmark 2. Determination of capital structure. They advise the company on equity and debt mix, size of the issue, pricing of shares or debentures. This helps in designing an optimal capital structure. White heavy checkmark 3. Preparation of prospectus and offer document. Merchant bankers prepare prospectus, red herring prospectus, offer documents. They ensure true and fair disclosure of company information as per SEBI rules. White heavy checkmark 4. Obtaining regulatory approvals. They obtain approvals from SEBI, stock exchanges, registrar of companies. This ensures legal compliance of the issue. White heavy checkmark 5. Appointment of intermediaries. Merchant bankers appoint and coordinate with underwriters, brokers, bankers to the issue, registrars and transfer agents. They act as coordinators of the entire issue process. White heavy checkmark 6. Marketing and publicity of the issue. They plan advertising campaigns, roadshows, and investor meetings to create awareness and attract investors. White heavy checkmark 7. Underwriting arrangement. Merchant bankers arrange underwriting to guarantee full subscription of the issue. If the public does not subscribe, underwriters purchase the unsold securities. White heavy checkmark 8. Collection and processing of applications. They monitor subscription levels, collection of application money, processing of investor applications. White heavy checkmark 9. Allotment and refund. After the issue closes, merchant bankers finalize allotment of securities, arrange refunds of excess application money, ensure demat credit of securities. White heavy checkmark 10. Listing of securities. They arrange listing of securities on stock exchanges, providing liquidity to investors. White heavy checkmark 11. Post-issue compliance and reporting. Merchant bankers submit post-issue reports to SEBI and ensure proper utilization of issue proceeds. White heavy checkmark conclusion. Merchant bankers play a crucial role in issue management by planning, coordinating, and executing the entire issue process. They ensure investor protection, regulatory compliance, and successful capital raising, thereby strengthening the capital market. White heavy checkmark concept, nature, and scope of financial services, 10 marks. White heavy checkmark introduction. Financial services refer to the services provided by financial institutions and intermediaries to mobilize savings, provide credit, manage risks, and facilitate investments. They play a key role in the financial system and economic development. White heavy checkmark 1. Concept of financial services. The concept of financial services involves providing various financial products and services to individuals, businesses, and governments to meet their financial needs. It includes services such as banking, insurance, mutual funds, merchant banking, leasing and hire purchase, portfolio management. Backhand index pointing right. The main objective is to channel savings into productive investments. White heavy checkmark 2. Nature, characteristics, of financial services. White heavy checkmark 1. Intangibility. Financial services are not physical goods, they are activities or benefits like loans, insurance, and investment advice. White heavy checkmark 2. Customer-oriented. Financial services are tailored to customer needs, such as savings plans, loans, insurance policies, and investment schemes. White heavy checkmark 3. Inseparability. Production and consumption of financial services happen simultaneously, example banking transactions. White heavy checkmark 4. Perishability. Financial services cannot be stored or inventoried, they must be used when provided. White heavy checkmark 5. Risk and uncertainty. Financial services involve financial risks, such as credit risk, market risk, and operational risk. White heavy checkmark 6. Regulation. Financial services are highly regulated by authorities like RBI, SEBI, IRDA, and FERDA. White heavy checkmark 3. Scope of financial services. The scope of financial services